Love and Buttercream started as a little vision that I had while I was working for a restaurant company in Chicago. And at nights I would write a baking blog and just kind of create and ideate about what this dream bakery would be. My husband and I were both born and raised in Oakland County and decided that when I wanted to start my business and wanted to start our family, Oakland County was the place we wanted to be. I started my business out of my parents' lower level kitchen, just baking and doing farmers markets in different areas of Oakland County. I opened up our first store in Royal Oak about 4.5 years ago with 2 team members, and now we're up to a team of 29 women. Who really create this brand every single day, and without them, there's no way we could have the second location. I think opening up in Birmingham was a great, new, and exciting opportunity for all of us. So Love and Buttercream is a full-service bakery. We do everything from scratch here, which is very unique to us. We use all real products, no oils or preservatives, and we use as many organic and local ingredients as we can. One of my favorite things about my job in this business is that I think we pride ourselves in creating experiences for all of our customers. Learning a little bit about our customers and really working with them to create something that couldn't be done elsewhere is something that I am really passionate about. We have been so fortunate since the year that we opened to be honored and recognized by Our Detroit. The last 2 years running, we've been named Detroit's best locally owned bakery. Oakland County has remained prosperous and thriving, and I feel really fortunate to have 2 businesses here in 2 different areas with unique customer demographics. It's great to see a lot of young entrepreneurs in both Royal Oak, Birmingham, and other areas of Oakland County succeeding and being supported by the community. It's really awesome. I feel really fortunate to live in a place that really values young families and young people and really gives all of us an opportunity to grow and thrive in our personal and business lives. And the support that we get from the community is something that you can't find elsewhere. Hi, I'm Brooke Wilson Vitale, and I'm honored to be named 2017 Elite 40 Under 40 winner.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. It's truly an honor to represent the 2017 Elite 40 Under 40 class. I want to start by thanking Brooks Patterson for creating this program, for recognizing the ambition, goals, and dreams of our young business people in Oakland County and pushing us to strive for excellence. I'd love to take a moment to acknowledge my fellow finalists, Carrie Shokett and Richard Chalmers, along with the rest of this incredibly talented, driven, and passionate Elite 40 Under 40 class. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for the impact that you've had on our community. My husband and I were both born and raised in Oakland County and lived here until attending Michigan State. After graduation, I had the opportunity to work and live in the amazing city of Chicago. When I started creating my vision for Love and Buttercream, I knew there was no better place than Oakland County. There's something special about this area that I can't quite put into words. It's a set of values, it's a culture, it's a feeling of support, and it's a feeling of home. It's something magical and unique that you'd be hard-pressed to find anywhere else in the nation. It was the perfect place to let my dream take flight. So I moved back to Michigan, and after a year of baking cakes and crunching numbers in my parents' kitchen, I started hunting for our first brick and mortar location. When I found our space in Royal Oak, it was the perfect mix of everything I dreamed: a supportive community, a quaint street, and the hustle and bustle of a small city nearby. Plus, there was a parking lot. Although I've lived here for most of my life, I never truly experienced community support like I did when we opened our doors. Community members sent us flowers, postcards, and letters of encouragement. Surrounding businesses posted about us on social media and invited us to events to help us get our name out to the public. Family, friends, and neighbors brought dinner to me and my 2 team members as we worked vigorously every day through all hours of the night. Over the last 4 years, we have been so fortunate to see such success in our Royal Oak location and now in our Birmingham location, which is very new. It's only 4 months old. It's incredible to see that our small team of 3 has now grown to a team of 29 passionate women, bakers, decorators, and event specialists, many of whom are from Oakland County. Thanks to the community, our business has been able to gain incredible talent over the last few years. This is what makes Oakland County special. This is the community, the friendships, and the support that our business and so many other businesses in the area are built upon. For that, I would like to thank Brooks Patterson. for creating and cultivating a community that is strong, that perseveres in the face of challenge and thrives in the face of success. I feel very fortunate that my husband and I are able to continue our family's traditions in Oakland County with our 1-year-old son, SJ. Thank you, Brooks, for helping our business grow from a small home kitchen to a 2-location dream come true. And for making Oakland County a place that supports family, friends, business, and entertainment. And on that note, I would love to graciously thank and humbly introduce to you all Brooks Patterson.
Is this on? Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you, Brooke, for that very generous introduction, and congratulations on your selection as the winner this year. Brooke and Brooks, isn't that precious? Welcome to the 2017 State of the County address. In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm back. As a quick aside, thank you. As a quick aside, nothing to do with my speech, but I thought I'd share it with you. What happened at the White House this past week? This elderly gentleman walked up to the front gates where the Marine was on guard and stationed there, and he asked to see President Obama. And the guard said, well, I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Obama doesn't live here anymore. He's no longer the President of the United States. And he walked away. The next day, precisely 2:30, the same gentleman walks up to the same Marine guard and said, I'd like to see President Obama. And he said, I'm sorry, President Obama is no longer the president, and he no longer lives here in the White House. And he comes back on the third day, makes the same request, and the Marine guy said, look, what don't you understand? He's no longer the president, he no longer lives here. And the old man says, I understand it, I just want to hear it over and over. Shortly, well, I see my eyes are heading for the door. Shortly after you reelected me to my 7th term as your county executive this past November, and by the way, thank you, my administration and I met with managers and chiefs who are the senior staff in charge of the various departments of county government. We wanted to deliver a clear message. We do not intend to rest on our laurels after my reelection. As my deputy chief county executive, Jerry Poisson, put it, the next 4 years, we are operating on the assumption that our best accomplishments lay before us. And that is the theme of tonight's speech. I want you to get a sense of that your county government will continue its innovative management as we raise the bar higher and higher. Tonight, I'm truly eager to share with you the news, big news, about a giant leap forward into 21st century medical technology in our county. I'm pleased to spotlight Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak, which will open its $40 million proton therapy center this spring. It will be one of 36 such facilities worldwide, and this is the first one for Michigan. This is incredible news for many cancer patients, both pediatric and adult. Proton beam therapy is a high-tech alternative to the standard radiation treatment. Let's take a look at the Proton Therapy Center in this video produced by Beaumont Hospital.
Hello, I'm Dr. Craig Stevens, the Chair of Radiation Oncology at Beaumont. We're excited to soon have proton therapy to treat our cancer patients. The new Proton Therapy Center at Beaumont Hospital Royal Oak will be one of the most advanced proton beam therapy centers in the world, and the first proton therapy center in Michigan that's capable of delivering intensity modulated proton therapy using the pencil beam scanning technique. Here's a look at what patients can expect. The Beaumont IBA Proteus ONE machine is equipped with one of the most advanced and comprehensive image guidance systems for proton beam therapy, including cone beam CT, that is computed tomography built into the system, as well as a stereotactic imaging system. This is a compact machine with a 360-degree open access gantry, making it easier for our staff to care for patients during treatment. It's the only compact proton solution on the market that's optimized for intensity modulated proton therapy. This scans the tumor layer by layer, spot by spot, just like a 3D printer. The 6-degree robotic couch is also able to position the patient in an optimized treatment location. The cutting-edge, intensity-modulated proton technique that will be used at the Beaumont Center has been proven to provide better coverage of the tumor, meaning that less radiation goes to healthy tissue and organs adjacent to the cancer. This reduces the risk of side effects compared with photons and traditional passive scattered proton therapy techniques. This, coupled with advanced image guidance, means that we can place dose in the right place every day. For added comfort, Beaumont's treatment room will be equipped with the Philips Ambience light system so that patients can pick themes for each treatment. With the Proton Therapy Center, Beaumont continues its leading role in radiation oncology by providing the most accurate and effective radiation therapy techniques on the market today. The center opens spring of 2017.
As Dr. Stevens said a moment ago, the proton therapy's greater precision destroys the cancer cells, but spares adjacent healthy tissue and therefore reduces side effects. It is a giant leap forward in cancer treatment, one that Oakland County's Medical Main Street played a significant role in supporting. We personally lobbied Lansing so that Beaumont could receive the state approved for the certificate of need for the Proton Therapy Center. We did so because we recognize the value of having advanced cancer treatment in the heart of Oakland County, both from a quality of life and a business attraction perspective. Construction on Beaumont's Proton Therapy Center began precisely 2 years ago in February of 2015. The 25,000 square foot building will house the Proton Therapy Center on the first floor, which will begin treating patients this spring. The second floor will be the future home of Beaumont Children's Pediatric Oncology and Hematology programs. Let me share some impressive numbers with you about the Proton Therapy Center. First, as an aside, did you know that Beaumont Health has become Oakland County's largest employer with over 17,000 full-time employees in our county? The gantry, that's the largest piece of equipment in the therapy center, which pretty much holds everything else together, weighs 100 tons. It traveled 4,131 miles by ship from Belgium to the port in Cleveland. Listen to this, a special 190-foot, 19-axle tractor trailer delivered it from Cleveland to Royal Oak. 10,500 cubic yards of sand and stone aggregate, along with 5,300 cubic yards of concrete, were used to construct the Proton Therapy Center. 430 tons of rebar were placed in the concrete. It truly is a remarkable project. Now, representatives from Beaumont Hospital have joined us tonight in the audience, and I'd like to introduce a few of them to you, but hold your applause until I've identified all three of them. As I call your name, would you please stand and remain standing? Beaumont Hospital Royal Oaks President Rosanna Morris. Is she here? Okay, killed the rest of this speech. Beaumont Hospital Farmington Hills President Connie O'Malley. And Beaumont Radiation Oncology Chair Dr. Craig Stevens. And by the way, Dr. Stevens is involved in another medical Main Street multiplier. He's a professor at the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. And Thomas Lanny, who is the Vice President of Oncology Medicine, Imaging, PMR, and Respiratory Care at Beaumont. And Dr. Craig Stevens, for whom you watched in the video just a moment ago, along with Tom Lanny, are hands-on with the new Proton Therapy Center. And by the way, Dr. Tom Lanny was one of our 40 under 40 elite in the class of 2014. So let's give all of them a round of applause. When we launched Medical Main Street back in 2008, we sought to build on the strength of our largest job-producing sector, healthcare. We did so with the vision of promoting medical tourism. In other words, we want patients from around the world to come to Oakland County for outstanding medical treatment, a destination for quality care. There is little doubt in my mind that Beaumont's new Proton Therapy Center will help drive medical tourism to higher levels. In 8 years, Medical Main Street has become a premier organization for marketing and advocating on behalf of our, listen to this, 4,300 plus healthcare businesses. in life science, medical device manufacturing, biopharma companies, and so forth. In that brief span, Medical Main Street has seen over 56 successes, exceeding $1.1 billion in private investment, creating about 6,200 jobs and retaining 3,000 other jobs. Medical Main Street is evolving. In 2017, it will have an additional focus on the commercialization of medical technologies. Oakland County will become a pipeline for delivering 21st century medical innovations to market. Medical Main Street's Advisory Roundtable will partner with the Oakland County's One-Stop Shop to provide key sources and services to help academia, hospitals, private business take that next step after researching and developing their medical advancements. Medical Main Street has come of age. It's evolving from a fledgling branding organization to one that will help drive medical devices to the marketplace. That, my friends, is 21st century progress. I'm particularly proud tonight to highlight this next bit of news. Uber announced just a few weeks ago that it has selected a site in Oakland County in the city of Wixom where it will test autonomous driving technology. What that means is that in the future, when you click on your Uber app, I like that Uber app, for a ride into your next destination and opt for a self-driving car, that company will have developed some of that technology right here in Oakland County. Uber just announced that it has hired, listen to this, a NASA engineer from the Langley Research Center to develop flying cars. I know. I'll take that flying car. The Uber announcement comes on the heels of Google opting it to open and locate a 53,000 square foot research and development center for self-driving cars in Novi. Now, why are the leading Silicon Valley companies, turning their eyes toward Oakland County as a place to develop advanced vehicle technology? Certainly, it is the fact that 75 of the top 100 global Tier 1 automotive suppliers in advanced vehicle technology have locations right here in Oakland County. These suppliers are experts in lightweighting of materials, powertrain innovations, and vehicle connectivity. In addition, we have the Oakland County Connected Vehicle Task Force, which we announced back in 2014. Its mission is to work with companies in our automotive technology corridor and other stakeholders to create a business model for investing in connected vehicles technology and connected vehicle infrastructure. In 3 short years, we already have a couple of dozen companies working in this space. You take a look at the screens. Right now, you'll see logos of these companies that have become a part of Oakland County's robust advanced vehicle technology corridor. Of course, to continue to entice companies to join the revolution of advanced vehicle technology here in Oakland County, we must ensure that we will be able to provide them with a well-educated, skilled workforce. Therefore, our Department of Economic Development and Community Affairs recently conducted a skills needs assessment in connected mobility. We will issue the skills needs assessment report this spring with some fascinating findings. For instance, we discovered a new job classification that was previously unknown to the workforce development professionals. The position is a hybrid of electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and software developer. Plus, we gain insight into the greatest challenges faced by hiring managers in connected mobility. One finding that stands out is that there are engineering degrees in outdated engineering disciplines. The complexity of connected mobility requires a hybrid of engineering, computer, and technical skills. The report says, quote, educational offerings need to be updated to reflect current technology and nimble enough to keep pace with the skills sought by the industry. Respondents expressed frustration with those educational institutions that have not embraced the shift to engineers with skills in critical thinking, software, and a systems approach to design and development. Plus, skills needs assessment survey respondents also indicated that young people are not drawn to the engineering field due to a generally perceived outdated notions approach that the schools today are not aligned with what the new and exciting industry needs. Information is power. And rest assured that now that Oakland County has these survey results, we will be sharing them with industry leaders, colleges, universities, high schools, and workforce development professionals. And if the previous 3 skills needs assessments that we sponsored are any indication, there will be a strong response from the educational and training institutions to modify and create a curriculum that will guide a new generation of highly skilled young people into the advanced automotive technology sector. Next, I'd like to give you the traditional update on our knowledge-based economy sector with some stats, but without the usual speech. Please turn your attention to the screen as we play for you a video called Suits.
I came from Silicon Valley. We were developing a technology around wireless communications using Wi-Fi, a means by which cars can communicate with other vehicles. And then we decided to move to Michigan because this was the heart of where automotive technology was being developed. And one of the key things we were looking at was to maintain a strong quality of living. And we realized that in Oakland County you had a very strong government under L. Brooks Patterson, and we felt that they were very aggressive in promoting us. They were looking at our core needs. And at the end of the day, we had our customers were nearby, we had great schools, great quality of living, and that's really what drove us to Oakland County.
Hello World is a digital marketing solutions company founded as ePrize 18 years ago, and we have been in Oakland County for those 18 years. There is a wealth of talent here and world-class universities to draw from that talent pool. It's very centrally located for people to come from all over Metro Detroit, and the towns and the area have just been very welcoming to helping our business and the benefits that they provide.
Well, Exalt is a company located in Midland, Michigan, and we make lithium-ion batteries. We've moved our R&D and engineering to Pontiac in Oakland County. So Oakland County has been very helpful to us setting up in Pontiac. They help us locating the facility, getting all the permits in place, getting all the other regulatory requirements that we need, and has been extremely helpful to us.
Great opportunity for tech companies, especially in the Oakland County. Speaking for DEP, typically we would need people with master's and PhD degrees to be able to develop all the software and also be able to carry out all the simulations. And Oakland County is one of the very best places all over the US to find such a talent. It is ideally situated to all our customers. So that's another big attraction to be in Oakland County.
Let's face it, Michigan as a whole had a bio corridor. It has a pharma corridor. I think Oakland County is well situated. The talent pool that you could draw from, the infrastructure that does exist to support logistics and distribution, the manufacturing base that you could create in Oakland County is bar none some of the best that I've experienced in the my pharmaceutical experience. Our success, the development that we've been able to experience, is directly related to our relationship with Oakland County.
Excuse me. You know, after listening to that video, I think I'll move to Oakland County. Moments ago, I spoke about our colleges and universities graduating individuals who will have the knowledge and skills to work in advanced automotive technology. But there is a broader issue here. How do we attract and retain young talent for Oakland County's knowledge-based economy? Well, we have some new programs in place. Take, for instance, the National Manufacturing Day this past October. For the second year in a row, we gave about 450 Oakland County high school students the opportunity to tour 42 advanced manufacturing plants at companies such as BASF, Denso International, Herotech America, Lear Corporation, Magneti Marelli, and so many more. You can see all the participant companies on the screen behind me. You should really see how the faces of these students light up the first time they walk into one of these advanced manufacturing plants. They are in awe when they walk in and see the robotics and advanced engineering hard at work. Many experience that aha moment when they realize that they don't need to leave Michigan to pursue a high-tech career. It certainly is not their grandfather's manufacturing plant. Manufacturing day tours have been so effective that this year, using it as a model, Oakland County has created Infotech Day. Information technology is Oakland County's second largest and fastest growing economic sector, with more than 2,000 companies under the Tech 248 umbrella. Tech 248, much like Medical Main Street, harnesses the power of our infotech companies to attract more business investment in this field. But I digress. On Infotech Day, we intend to have hundreds of high school students from around Oakland County tour dozens of information technology companies to see that their aspirations to pursue a high-tech career can be fulfilled right here at home. You know, the knowledge-based economy, jobs are not just in private industry. Some are right here in Oakland County. For instance, the Oakland County Medical Examiner's Office is now a teaching facility. Mere weeks ago, the medical examiner entered into an agreement with the Wayne State Medical School and the Detroit Medical Center to instruct their medical students who are studying pathology. In addition to those students, 25 to 50 medical students from all around the United States come to the medical examiner's office every year for weeks at a time in order to complete their pathology rotation in medical school. So there's a handful of students. We think it's a tremendous opportunity to highlight both the availability of knowledge-based careers and the quality of life here in Oakland County to young talent from other parts of the United States. A little over a year ago, I announced the creation of the 5th committee for the Oakland County Business Roundtable. As some of you know, the Business Roundtable is a way for the business community to have input into programs that make Oakland County favorable for job growth. We started with 4 committees focusing on economic development, workforce and education, transportation and mobility, and quality of life. This new committee, called Oakland Next, is made up of members younger than 40 who will be my way and my administration to stay informed with and initiate policies that will keep our younger adults in Oakland County. The committee delivered its first set of recommendations in December. They recommended creating a template for video, social media campaigns, and photography that highlight Oakland County's assets that are appealing to this age group. IT will help retain students and young professionals. They also suggested partnering with Workforce Development Division of the committee's video project called Oakland Next. We certainly are acting on the committee's recommendations. We have begun to produce videos highlighting some of Oakland County's brilliant high school students who are pursuing their passions in the knowledge-based economy. We also are producing videos to highlight quality of life and why Oakland County is the most desirable place to live. Hey, let's view one of those videos now.
Oakland County is just a great place to raise a family. It's given my kids the opportunity to shine and really explore who they are and find themselves, and my wife and I love it.
Well, we're big foodies and we like the nightlife, trying new cocktails out. There's a couple of cool new restaurants off of Woodward, and we're excited to try out some of the new ones in Royal Oak, Birmingham, and Ferndale.
My wife and I actually moved from Wayne County to Oakland County when we were expecting our second child. A lot of it was school systems, and my wife did a lot of research and she was really impressed with the schools.
Oakland County has always placed just a really high emphasis on its citizens, our quality of life. I really think that they put a lot of work into making sure that there are a lot of different types of activities.
There's so many things. We have a ton of parks in Oakland County. If you want to be in a city, great. 10 minutes away, you can be out in the country. There isn't anything that you could possibly want that we don't have.
My mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, we all live within a few blocks of each other, and we're all just walkable to downtown here. So it's really that sense of community that I grew up with as a kid in Detroit, with all of our family living within a few blocks, and now we have that again here.
I've been in Oakland County for 7 years, graduated from Oakland University. I picked Lake Orion because it reminded me the most of home. Everybody's comfortable with everybody knows everybody type of feels to it.
Things have changed since I grew up here as a kid. A lot of my favorite places have come and gone, but now there's this whole revitalization in this area. We have a lot of one-offs and niche places now. They really have a draw and appeal in this area.
You know, I recognize that every year I spend a fair amount of time talking about the knowledge-based economy and the high-tech opportunities that exist here in Oakland County. But let me balance those comments tonight with a reality check. Not every child is college-bound. My son Brooksy, the boy I lost, spent about 1.5 years in college and then dropped out to start his own business. He was the quintessential entrepreneur. My point is this: there is room for both the entrepreneur and the college-bound students within our educational spectrum, and we should encourage those who would rather make a good living with their hands to look at the increasing availability of jobs given the fact that so many baby boomers are choosing to retire. One way to get a boy or girl, for that matter, interested in a very satisfying career within the skilled trades might be as simple as reinstituting in grade school or high school what we all knew as shop class. When we abandoned the shop class idea, it was immediately stigmatized that it was not an inspirational career, and rather we should focus on sending everybody to college. Seriously, I hope my friends at Oakland schools are listening to the call to return to the basics, such as a shop class, where ultimately the jobs are plentiful, good paying, and you graduate without a college debt. I was going through a historical museum in Chicago not too long ago, and I came across this bearded guy in a loincloth carrying a big club. And I asked the docent, I said, "What's that supposed to be?" He said, "Well, that was the last shop teacher." So, we got a lot of catching up to do. Let's turn our attention to our county seat, the city of Pontiac. Pontiac has become, to represent the often told American story. An urban center in America's heartland falls on hard times, at least in part because of the changes in U.S. manufacturing, in particular the auto industry. But like so many urban centers, Pontiac is seeing a renewal because of private investment by individuals with vision, individuals who see the potential at the future. Take Lenderful, for instance. Lenderful is an online mortgage buying experience and is investing $1.75 million in downtown Pontiac and creating 52 jobs. Lenderful favored Pontiac over a site in North Carolina. It will lease offices in the Riker Building, which is a 10-story historic building under renovation on Huron Street in Pontiac. Lenderful was formed by Mad Dog Technology, a company co-founded and led by Peter Karmanos Jr. Mad Dog's mission is to, quote, help companies create digital enterprises that they never knew existed, end quote. Well, the wonderful thing about Lenderful investment in Pontiac is that there is a potential for 66 more jobs in the future from other Mad Dog companies. What did Peter Karmanos say about investing in Pontiac? Well, let me quote. Establishing a core technology hub in Pontiac will draw many more technology-centric companies in the near term. For employees, this represents a close, convenient place to work. This competitive location will draw people from all around the region, end quote. Indeed, it will. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank Pete Karmanos and his partners and their team, employees that he calls visionaries. I know I saw Pete here earlier. He's in the room. Pete, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Pete, let me express my gratitude to you for helping plant the seeds for a future technology hub in downtown Pontiac. And by the way, I can make assurances of technology growth in downtown Pontiac in the future. Pontiac has a plentiful underground fiber optic infrastructure necessary to attract and retain tech companies. Well, then there's AUK, a construction management company that is in its second century of helping to build Oakland County and Michigan. AUK's new 20,000 square foot corporate headquarters is going up on a 3.6 acre site of now a vacant lot on the University Drive near Woodward in downtown Pontiac. The two-story building will house about 100 AUK employees. AUK is no stranger to Pontiac. They are relocating from nearby South Paddock Street, but they are staying in the heart of the city. And again, I'd like to thank them for their investment. Some members of the AUK team have joined us in the audience tonight. Please stand and be recognized. Let me first introduce AUK's president and CEO, Vince DeLeonardis, and Mike Carroll, CFO from AUK. Thank you for joining us today, fellows. Of course, it's natural to transition from AUK to the M1 Concourse. Why? Because ALK is the construction manager on this much anticipated project. M1 Concourse is in the midst of transforming a former General Motors property at the corner of South Boulevard and Woodward into a car enthusiast dream. M1 Concourse founder and CEO Brad Olshansky and his partners are investing $50 million into the M1 Concourse, with up to an additional $20 million to be invested to complete the project. M1 Concourse features over 250 private garages, or I call them car condos, and it's state-of-the-art. They have a 1.5-mile performance track. M1 Concourse bills itself as, quote, a place where enthusiasts can keep, show, and exercise their vehicles in the company of other enthusiasts and enjoy unforgettable experiences in a social setting unavailable to people who keep their cars at home or in a traditional storage facility, end quote. Like the others, we have invited CEO Brad Olshansky and his crew to be with us tonight. Brad, I saw him earlier. Would you please stand and be recognized? Brad? Thanks, guys. Brad, I was at your groundbreaking, and a number of months later, very quickly, at your ribbon cutting when you opened the first part, phase one. I just want to tell you, folks, you got to take a look at it. It's out in Woodward. You can't miss it. It's beautiful. It's going to put Pontiac on the map. And next, the $20 million Flag Star Strand Theater for the Performing Arts is expected to be yet another catalyst for growth and opportunity in downtown Pontiac. The 38,000 square foot Flag Star Strand has 900 luxury seats that, along with the acoustics and atmosphere, are designed to provide an extraordinary theater experience. In fact, between you and me, I'm looking at next year for to host. We ran out of space here at 900 seats, but cover us just fine. Adjoining the Flag Star Strand will be the first Oakland County location of the renowned Slows Barbecue, which offers sumptuous barbecue fare. The Flag Star Strand says it intends to become Southeast Michigan's premier destination for live entertainment, education, and performing arts. You know, the now renovated building in which the Flag Star Strand is located sat empty in the heart of Pontiac's downtown since the mid-1990s. But Kyle Westberg, and CEO of Pontiac-based West Construction, shares the vision, as our other guests here tonight, for what could happen in downtown Pontiac and invest in Oakland County's urban center. He sees a rejuvenated future in Pontiac, so he banded together with other like-minded individuals who invest in the Flag Star Strand, and as you might expect by now, he's in our audience as well. So Kyle, please stand. Back in October, I recognized another Pontiac business booster, that'd be Ed Lee. He was one of the three recipients of my annual Quality People, Quality County, or the Q2 Awards breakfast. Ed has been investing in the Pontiac area for over 25 years, bringing much-needed jobs to help revitalize the city. As founder of the Lee Industrial Contracting, he has grown the Pontiac-based company from 43,000 square feet to over 710,000 square feet. The company's mission statement says that they want to become an indispensable asset to their customers. And Lee, Ed, indeed, indispensable to the future of Pontiac. Lee Industrial Contracting is a mini empire of 7 separate companies. His businesses saw tremendous growth this past year. Ed is transforming that success into investment in the Pontiac community. Ed purchased the old Wisner School, the Wisner Stadium, and the former Pontiac Central High School to turn those buildings into safe, usable space for a variety of purposes. Among the ways he's utilizing them is for vocational training in skilled trades, so that he can put some Pontiac residents to work in one of his companies. Ed, you're next. You're here. I saw you. Please stand to be recognized. Finally, I've been waiting years to bring you this news tonight. You remember that $1 billion 90-acre Bloomfield development on Telegraph, just north of Square Lake, which was sunk by lawsuits in the Great Recession, and it sat there now incomplete for many years? Well, I'm pleased, look at that, I call it Stonehenge. I'm pleased to tell you that tonight, the demolition will begin at that eyesore this spring in order to make way and room for an approved $180 million project called Bloomfield Village. Southfield-based Redico and Pacific Coast Capital Partners are making it possible. Construction will begin this spring on a mixed-use development with up to 300,000 square feet of new retail space, including a movie theater, grocery store, hotel and restaurants, and some multifamily residents as well. If you take a look at the screen, you'll see the elevations of how our friends at Redico will transform this site. Now, we know we have Redico CEO Dale Wachkowski and VP Ken Till here tonight. Would you please stand? When asked by an economic development expert, how does all this Pontiac renewal fit in with my emerging sectors program, I smiled and said, you just fit. I'm sure it sure looks like a lot of good things are happening in Pontiac, and the credit in large measure has to go to Pontiac Mayor Deidre Waterman for her adept management of Pontiac's renewal. Your Honor, please stand. Investment in Pontiac certainly signals better times ahead, but so do the tea leaves at the Oakland County International Airport. Dave Vanderveen, Oakland County's Director of Central Services, who oversees the airport, often opines that aviation is the first sector into a recession and the last one out. So I report to you tonight that the Oakland County International Airport is expanding its footprint for companies, corporate businesses, projects this year worth millions of dollars in private investment. Then you'll get the sense that the Oakland County economy continues to strengthen from the days of the Great Recession. For instance, one of our airport businesses, Corporate Eagle, founded by a friend of mine, I think Rick is here, Rick 90, is investing $8 million for a new 80,000 square foot hangar facility. Construction will begin this year. Edsel Ford bought Pennistar Aviation. It's exploring expansions as well. Kurt Kostick of Royal Air expanded by 43,000 square feet with the completion of 2 hangars and a 3rd building to store aircraft with a total price tag of $3.2 million. Kurt, I think you're here, aren't you? Please stand and be recognized for your... There are other business development projects on the horizon at the airport, but I'm not at liberty to discuss them publicly at this time. In aviation, if that's the last sector out of a recession, then from the looks of the activity at Oakland County International, the Great Recession is a fading memory. Also looking at the future is the airport itself. The airport will invest $8 million in the coming year to rebuild Taxiway Charlie, the busiest taxiway in all of Michigan. Yes, busier than the ones at the Detroit Metro. This will help maintain Oakland County's International Airport as a desirable place to land and render service to corporate aircraft. Another noteworthy item about the airport, in a little over 2 weeks, on February the 25th, Oakland County will celebrate 50 years as the owner and operator of Michigan's second busiest airport. Dave Vanderveen was in charge back then and remains so. I remain so today. So, to help highlight this landmark year, an investment an Oakland County resident named Richard Kurt Largent has written a book about the history of Oakland County International Airport. He has asked Dave Vanderveen, in fact, to write the foreword. He hopes to publish this year. Why is Oakland County International Airport worthy of a book? Well, it has long been a pioneer and innovator in aviation. Its history is an account of firsts. It was the first airport in the nation to be certified by the federal government with a registration number of 00001. The first one, back in 1928. It was the first airport in the United States to earn an A1A rating. It was the site of Michigan's first air tour in 1929. And by the way, aviation pioneer Orville Wright, a friend of Dave Vanderveen's, commemorated the event with a National Aeronautic Association of the USA certificate, which he signed and is also on display in our terminal. Oakland County was the first in Michigan to install a fuel water separator to protect groundwater, which is so important since Oakland County is the home to 5 headwaters. It was the first in the world to build an aesthetic ground run-up enclosure. It was the first general aviation port in the country to build a LEED Gold certified terminal. Do you know that since Oakland County has operated the airport, our runways have never closed due to snow or inclement weather? A credit to our outstanding ground crew. Anyway, you get the picture. The airport is full of landmark moments and has a story to tell. One final note I'd like to acknowledge is Airport Manager Carl Randall. Carl officially retired on January the 6th, but he will be missed, and but he has agreed to stay on, help train the new manager transition into his or her role. As I mentioned, the topic of, thank you. Hey, Carl, I know you're here. As I mentioned, the topic of retirement, it occurs to me that I lost one of my top directors this past year. It's Ed Poisson. Ed was the director of IT, and working in conjunction with Phil Bertolini, has moved the needle forward to where our IT department has been recognized as one of the top in the entire country. Thank you for a job well done, Ed, and best of luck in a well-deserved retirement. Few things impact our quality of life more than public safety. And in 2017, we are enhancing it. This month, we've begun to replace the county's 911 infrastructure from a copper network, which has reached the end of its useful life as it dates back to 1963. A new regional fiber optic network called Emergency Services Internet Protocol Network, or we shorten it down to EasyNet, will prepare the way for the next generation 911 system in Oakland County. EasyNet 911 calls will be routed using geographic information system coordinates. That's because 80% of all 911 calls are now from wireless handsets and are no longer associated with a fixed address. EasyNet will enable 911 callers to not only to make a call to emergency dispatchers, but they will also be able to send photographs, videos, in-car crash data, and so forth. We have currently deployed EasyNet in our pilot agencies that include Southfield, Royal Oak, Ferndale, Bloomfield Hills, Berkeley, Farmington Hills, and Rochester. Once all the 911 centers in the county are hooked up on the new fiber optic network, again projected to be in this April, we will have deployed the technology that will provide for the enhancements available to consumers through the next generation of 911. Continuing the theme of public safety, I think it's safe to say everyone's worst fear is an active shooter, whether a terrorist or someone with other motives. An active shooter is our worst nightmare because the random body count can rise so quickly. We know the threat is very real, and we know we must be prepared. I'm pleased to share with you tonight that Oakland County continues to prepare for the unthinkable. Over the past 5 years, Sheriff Mike Bouchard and the Oakland County Homeland Security Division, under the leadership of Ted Quisenberry, have leveraged federal grants to help equip and train our local police departments to neutralize an active shooter. Across nearly the entire county and virtually every department are police officers who are part of OAK-TAC response team. OAK-TAC stands for Oakland County Tactical Response Coordinating Group. They are trained and equipped to enter a building and contend with an active shooter. OAK-TAC is comprised of now 36 agencies and serves over 96% of the population in Oakland County. There are over 2,100 Oakland County law enforcement officers who have received this training. According to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, more than 250 people have been killed in the United States during what has become classified as an active shooter event since the Columbine massacre back in 1999. In 2017, we are going to implement additional training which could increase the likelihood of survivability for victims of an active shooter. Oakland County's Homeland Security Division will begin to train firefighters and emergency medical personnel to strap on that bullet-resistant vest and enter the active shooter scene not far behind OAK-TAC, even as that OAK-TAC team continues to locate the threat and neutralize it. In these warm zones, as they call it, firefighters and EMS personnel will triage, treat, and evacuate victims. In recent active shooter scenes, it has been found that victims who were alive when firefighters and emergency medical personnel were able to get to them in the building, they ultimately survived. That is our goal with this training. Finally, another slant on public safety. Today's headlines are full of stories about the abhorrent practice of human trafficking taking place both locally and globally. Then U.S. Department of State released its Trafficking in Persons report back in 2010. Even back then, it showed human trafficking exists all over the United States. And here are some disturbing statistics. The average entry age of American minor into the sex trade is between 12 and 14 years of age. Many victims are runaway girls who have already suffered sexual abuse as children. Foreign nationals are also brought into the U.S. as slaves for labor or commercial sex through force or fraud. Locally, law enforcement on all levels continues to fight human trafficking and rescue children from forced prostitution. And Oakland County's Children's Village is playing a key role in our region as a safe haven. So before I close out tonight's speech, I'd like to give you some quick updates on other topics. I call this part of the speech quick hits. First, our budget is balanced through 2022. Because of our long-range fiscal forecasting, our Equalization Division has identified that due to Michigan's Headley Amendment, remember that, Oakland County will be required to roll back millage rates perhaps as soon as 2018 and sometime again between 2023 and 25. Our Department of Management budget is tackling this issue now because it will mean reduced general fund revenue for the county, and we want to minimize the impact on the services that we provide all of you, our customers. Two, there continues to be a strong international presence here in Oakland County. Out of the $810 million privately invested in Oakland County in the year 2016, $371 billion, or about 46%, came from foreign-owned firms in 15 countries. Currently, there are over 1,050 foreign-owned firms from 39 countries with a presence here in Oakland County. I mean, that's more than some states can boast. And it says a lot about our openness to foreign investment. Three, Oakland County's Business Finance Corporation continues to be a bellwether for how small businesses are thriving. It's not a record, but in 2016, the BFC saw 21 small business projects financed for $42 million. A few years ago, I told you about our effort to boost recruitment, training, and hiring to fill the needs gap in skilled trades. We created the website called mytradeschool.org to connect individuals to skilled trades training and careers. The site has been so successful that the state of Michigan plans to copy our website, basically, as they launch their own statewide skilled trades website this year. 5, speaking of skilled trades, 50 Oakland County companies in 19 communities received more than $1.2 million from the state's Skilled Training Fund and helped Oakland County Workforce Development Division. We're able to obviously spend that money training people, 327 new employees, and we upgraded the skills of 1,400 current employees. 6, Oakland County will open its new 36,400 square foot animal shelter and pet adoption center on our government complex in Pontiac this summer, moving from its current location in an old building in Auburn Hills. We believe by moving the shelter to Pontiac, we will see more pet adoptions because the building will be easier for the public to find and more accessible because of its central location. 7, watch for this in the next couple of months. 2 multinational firms in the defense industry will be announcing their relocation of their business to here in Oakland County. These 2 companies are huge additions to our emerging sector's defense initiative that will bring more than 1,000 new jobs. The good news keeps pouring in. 8, I'm proud to update you on the success of the Oakland County One-Stop Shop Business Center, whose experienced staff delivers hands-on business and technical services to customers. In the past year, the One-Stop Shop has aided clients in obtaining $25 million in capital investment that created 420 jobs and helped boost the sales in those businesses by $17 million. In addition, the One-Stop Shop helped launch 26 new businesses, assisted 166 entrepreneurs who participated in Walk-In Thursday, imagine what that is, and hosted 463 individuals and 47 business workshops. As Oakland County continues to move forward with a relentless 21st century vision, I want you to know none of this would be possible without my outstanding staff. I am confident I can hold my deputies and directors up to any government team in the United States and know that not only do I have the best team, but I have the kind of team that you only see once in a generation. Of course, equally important to success is to have strong relationships and cooperation with our other elected officials. Though we're not all from the same political party, we're all part of the team that forms the best county government in America. I'd like to take a moment to thank our Board of Commissioners, Chairman Mike Ginchel and Vice Chairman Mike Spies, Sheriff Mike Bouchard, Water Resource Commissioner Jim Nash, Clerk Register of Deeds Lisa Brown, Prosecutor Jessica Cooper, Treasurer Andy Meisner, Chief Circuit Court Judge Nancy Grant, Chief Probate Judge Linda Hallmark, and Chief District Court Judge Julie Nicholson. I also want to recognize my counterparts with whom I deal frequently. Wayne County Executive, somebody said something. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, good guy. From Macomb County, we have the camera-shy Executive Mark Hackel, and the City of Detroit's ubiquitous Mayor Mike Duggan, who announced his candidacy for re-election last week, can't be with us tonight. He's in Washington picketing in front of the White House. He has graciously sent Lisa Howes, his government affairs officer. Welcome, Lisa, wherever you are. There you are. Thank you all for attending tonight. Having you guys come to a speech like this, like a busman's holiday, you know. As I bring tonight to a close, I hope you leave here struck by how busy 2017 will be for Oakland County. As I stated in the beginning of my remarks, my administration is operating on the premise that our best accomplishments are ahead of us. And looking at the year ahead, indeed they may be. Finally, tonight we have some entertainment in the afterglow. County Executive Mark Hackel and Warren Mayor Jim Fouts. Dressed only in a loincloth, will enter a mud-filled pit and engage in a no-holds-barred 3-round wrestling match. The winner of this grudge match gets to take a shower at Freedom Hill. Just don't drink the water. Thank you all for coming. Please join us across the hall for an afterglow. Thank you very much.